Get you through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
I had lunch the other day, which was lovely, with some girls from Again Real Estate, boss bitches, top sellers in their field, amazing women, right? And so we're sitting there talking about little lies that your parents told you when you were a kid. So one of the girls was saying how she would sit on the couch with her brother and they, for example, would watch It's a Knockout. And they'd start It's a Knockout by saying, you know, with a record 300,000 viewers across Australia, here's It's a Knockout on Channel 9, blah, blah, blah. And she would turn to her parents and say, how do they know how many people are watching the TV? Which is a question I still ask.
Yeah.
It's
very confusing.
How do they work it out? And her dad turned to her and said, see that little Channel 9 logo at the top of your screen? See that? Like the little 3 dots, 9 dots really, 333, and the Channel 9. See that? That can watch into your lounge room.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, it's seen some stuff.
Yeah.
It's seen some stuff that I wish it didn't.
Yeah. And so from that day forth, every time her brother would start to needle her and push her and blah, 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 she's like, cannot respond because they're the Channel 9 symbol's watching. You know what I mean? So she was on her best behaviour, thinking that Channel 9 at all times were watching her watch TV.
You'd just take him outside and rib him out there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That stuff stays with you for life as well.
Doesn't
it's hard to erase some of those little facts.
Yeah.
And we're in the process of instilling that sort of bogus information into our kids as we speak.
Excellent.
Some of the things that are closed when they really shouldn't be. For example, I think our 3-year-old the other day said, can we go to McDonald's? Can we please go to McDonald's? I said, I'd love to. But I just called McDonald's and although it's 3 p.m. on a Saturday, Macca's is shut.
What?
The things that are unfortunately shut,
Yeah.
even on the weekend, let's go to the aquatic centre.
Oh, no.
I just called them and I think the slide's shut. Isn't that crazy? They go, no, what are the odds?
I do that with Harper. I want to go to Kmart to get some Barbies. Oh, what? You wouldn't it's midday. It's just ticked over midday, so Kmart's closed.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, no.
13, 24, 10. The white lies that you've told your kids or that you've been told as a kid. I feel like newsreader Abby would have been the offspring of a few white lies or two that have been told to her.
I was trying to think of this before. We used to have, or Mum used to do the whole, I don't make the rules if we had to do something in particular, whether it was, make your bed every morning or whatever. I don't make the rules. That's just what the rules are. But one thing that I love that my sister Tamara does with her kids is she's told them since they were born that soft drink is spicy. So every time they go, can I have a sip of that? It was, it's spicy. So Jackson, who's the oldest, he's 8, nearly 9.
Yeah.
He, I think, only had his first sip of a soft drink maybe, 6 months ago or something, a year ago.
Yeah.
Because it was always, it's spicy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did he go, this is BS. This is so sweet. It's delicious.
Once they jump onto the Coke train as well.
Oh, yeah. There's no going back.
Well, my other sister gives Caden kombucha. And he goes, can I have some Coke? And you're like, what? But it's kombucha. So
13, 24, 10, the white lies you tell your kids or that you were told as a kid.
Let's go to Leanne. Good morning, Leanne.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What little white lies did you tell your children?
I used to tell them that when the ice cream truck was playing the music driving around the street, it was empty.
Yep.
And that's how
Bang.
everyone knew there was no ice cream.
Yeah, it's
They're
out.
like, well, how come all the other kids are chasing it?
Yeah.
Oh, they're just saying goodbye.
Hang on. Little Joey's got a choc top. That's not fair. I thought you said they were out. Oh, well done. Well done, Leanne.
I think that's been used by so many parents.
I know. Let's go to Kayla from Salisbury. What little lies are you telling your kids?
Okay, so my mum actually told lies to me with sandwiches. So my mum always said if I ate my crust, I will get curly hair when I'm older.
Oh, okay.
Why was that a thing? And why? Because you want your kids to eat the entire sandwich. So why would you say to them, make sure you eat the crust, it'll make your hair go curly? And the kids will be like, I don't want my hair to go curly.
No. And you're looking at a woman who has got curly hair, and I hate it. I straighten it with alarming regularity each and every day.
I hate it too. Just kidding. Hey, Kayla, do you have curly hair by any chance?
Curly hair.
Oh.
No, I have straight hair. But when I was a child, I had curly hair, and it straightened out over time. So I started eating the sandwiches, and it just didn't work. But then I stopped, and I was just like, you know what? You're such a lie.
Yeah, you're a liar, Mum.
That was a very confronting conversation at your 30th birthday. You're a liar, Mum. My hair's straight.
Thanks, Kayla. Hey, Rochelle.
Hey, morning. How you going?
Good. Did your mum lie to you?
No, I lied to my kids.
Oh, what happened?
I told them that their Wonka raspberry twister lollies were made out of chili, so
Yep.
they couldn't have.
Back to the spicy theme. Just a bit spicy.
Yeah.
And did it work?
It did for a while until they cottoned on when Nana gave them to them.
Yeah.
It's always Nana.
Nana.
Yeah, always.
Always Nana. You can always guarantee. I reckon it might have been Grandma, where one of our kids was first introduced. I think they had a glass of Pepsi Max. And then that was it. That was it. And not even a glass, just a taste of it. And now it's like, can we get a Coke? Can we get a Coke? I'm like, Coke's too spicy. But they're on.
Yeah. Nana Colleen gives Harper 2-minute noodles for breakfast, so that's where we're at in our house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, don't tell me you haven't had 2-minute noodles for breakfast.
Never in my life.
Maybe recently as well.
Let's go to Jessica. Hey, Jess.
Good morning.
What did your mum tell you, please?
Well, it was actually my brother. So my mum used to tell my brother that every single piece of meat was chicken to get him to eat it. So my sister and I had to jump on board with that and let him know that it was chicken so he would eat his dinners.
So, hey, Jessica, we've got a 4-year-old daughter at the moment, and we're in the process where we're starting to wonder where she's going to cotton on that some of her favourite toys are actually animals that she's also consuming. We're wondering when she's going to make that connection and then be like, I refuse to eat beef, sheep, and all these other different meats.
Yeah, so my 6-year-old is starting to ask those questions. So my husband and I are getting quite creative.
Yes.
To obviously not terrify her too much, but yes.
I love that. Eat your chicken.
It's the joys of parenting.
Eat your chicken, but it's bleeding. Let's go to Luke. Hey, Luke, how you doing?
Morning, guys. Not too bad.
What did you get told?
So my parents used to tell us that if we ever turned the lights on internally in the car, that the police were going to pull us over.
I think I got told the same thing. So the kids weren't allowed to turn the lights on the back.
Yeah.
And the cops were going to get you otherwise.
Yeah, I've actually started running with it with my 3-year-old now too, because he's obsessed with turning the lights on in the back of the car. So I've started using the same lie against him to try and stop him.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's good.
You want to ask him if he's Scottish, don't you?
Yeah. Are we Scottish here, Luke, or?
Nah, I'm English.
Oh, my gosh. Jodie, you just set me up there.
I know.
You know, any sort of hint of an accent, I try and link it to Scotland.
Because something flickered in your eye and I was like, he wants to ask him if he's from your homeland of Scotland.
And what I have learnt as well is that vice versa, if you ask a Scottish person with English and vice versa, it can be very offensive. So I'm sorry, Luke, okay? I'm sorry.
You're all good, mate. I'll let you know.
Let's go to Zoe. What little white lies have been told, Zoe?
Well, I tell my kids that when they lie, there's a little star that appears on their head that only can see. So when they're telling a lie, they cover their forehead.
That's perfect.
That's amazing.
That is just... Zoe, that is just excellent parenting. That's what it is.
Zoe sitting back going, you little idiots.
Oh, when are they going to cotton on? I'm telling you right now, I'm going to write that down.
Yep, beautiful.
And I'm going to use that.
Let's go to Jacqueline. Good morning, Jacqueline.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Now, were you told this or you're telling your kids?
No, so my mum used to tell me this.
Yeah.
She used to say that if you got a wet willy, you would grow potatoes out your ears.
Yep. Wait, is it not true?
No, thankfully.
Right. So she said if you got the little lick your finger, stick it in the ear from your brother or sister, the potatoes will grow.
Yeah, and my dad constantly did it to me, and she would always be like, oh, you're going to grow potatoes out of your ears.
That is genuinely torturous. And how aggressively would you protect your ears?
Yeah, and also as a kid, copping a wet willy is the worst, and then
gross.
thinking that you're going to grow a kestrel potato out your ear. That's horrifying. Thank you, Jacqueline. Hey, Julie.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, good. What did you tell your daughter?
Oh, it was awful. So what happened when she was much younger, many years ago, you know, when they go through that stage where they just talk constantly.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, and I said to her, listen, when you're born, you're only given so many words for your whole entire life, and once you use them all, you'll wake up one morning and you won't be able to talk. And it was just instant silence. And then within minutes, I thought, so bad. It took me ages to convince her I was lying to her. But yeah.
So essentially, you'll run out of words, and then one day you won't be able to speak anymore.
Better use your
I
words
know.
wisely.
I look back now and definitely not a moment I'm proud of.
Oh no! But did it shut her up though?
It did. She was so fine. Like, it was instant.
There you go.
But yeah, no, and she never, we still laugh about it now, and she looks at me, Like if she goes into therapy, she'll say, when I'm older, you'll pay for this.
Yeah. I mean, dishonest but effective.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
It worked, but yeah, unfortunately, it was an awful way of doing that.
Well done, Julie.
Yes, and I guess we can all say as well that Jodie Oddie, you are living proof that theory does not work at all.
Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
In the news today.
Breaking news.
What's in the news today?
Your post-snooze news.
You and I have an obligation, Andrew Hayes, along with the help of newsreader Abby, to get everyone up to date with what they need to know. It doesn't matter if you're coming home from work, going to the gym, coming home from night shift. These are the most talked about stories from the last 12 to 24 hours. All right, let's rip into it.
All right, so Adelaide Metro, this is more annoying. I don't think it's going to cause too many issues, but they're having some technical difficulties. It all started yesterday afternoon. There was a power outage on Tuesday afternoon,
Right.
but it all sort of kicked off yesterday. So basically, they can't, real-time arrivals and departures for bus, trains and trams are unavailable on the app as well. So if you use the app to see what time your bus, train or tram is coming, you won't be able to see it. And there's also issues with the info line, info centre and website being unable to process payments. But Tap and Pay is still available. You can still go and recharge and purchase your Metro cards at retailers and vending machines.
The inability to get real-time updates won't affect my daughter because she said the other morning, there's 8 minutes till my bus gets here, and then 15 minutes later she was still sitting on her bed and missed it.
Yeah, that's a you thing. Unfortunately, SA Transport can't be blamed for that.
No, they can't come and get you from your house and walk you to the bus,
So
unfortunately.
get off your phone.
Lazy. Come get us from our lounge rooms, for goodness sake.
Now, this one also piqued my interest. A Port Lincoln father of two is in a Bali prison cell. So he was Troy Smith, who's originally, as I said, from Port Lincoln. He has been found with 3 grams of methamphetamine over in Bali.
Wow.
He was on holiday with his wife. She was arrested as well, but has since been released. His lawyer is saying that he's suffering from drug addiction and they're pushing for a stint in rehab instead of jail, but he could be up for up to 12 years in prison.
Oh, gosh.
Goodness me.
But if we've learned anything from Chappelle Corby, don't take drugs into Bali.
A rehabilitation facility over there would be quite nice if it was up in the rainforest with a nice little pool and do a bit of yoga in the mornings.
Yeah.
It'd be a better alternative than Caribbean.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
You
it?
could do yoga, you could do some juice fasting,
Yep.
some water fasting, silence. You
Yes.
could not speak for 10 years.
As soon as the gong goes,
Yeah.
we might get you a gong.
Yeah. Go on then.
And like we've learned with Chappelle as well, I mean, you've got to be so careful with your boogie board bag. When you pick it up and you're like, wow, it feels a little bit heavier, don't ignore those signs, folks.
It's a red flag.
Go
Everyone.
get it checked, okay? Because you just got to be so careful.
Just got to be so careful. Hazy, what have you found overnight?
Let's talk about NT and potentially them entering the AFL. This would be nice, wouldn't it, Ab? So a couple of absolute greats have just got in amongst it and gone through the maybe ifs and why nots why this could actually happen. This is good. In particular, Nathan Buckley, who is the top shelf in terms of Northern Territory alumni. In saying that, Buckley or McLeod, who are you taking?
Ooh.
Oh, see, we've got our hearts with McLeod because he was former
Of course.
Crow.
Yes, but Nathan Buckley's a former Port Magpie. Oh.
No, he's Collingwood through and through.
Yeah.
He is. He's a Magpie of the Collingwood variety for sure. So there you go. A 20th team potentially up at the Northern Territory. It would be really, really cool because every time you go and watch games played in Darwin, the atmosphere is different. It's next level. They absolutely love it up there. The logistics, though, is probably the thing that potentially could halt it just a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
True. Yeah, but they've let Tassie in, so floodgates are open, aren't they?
Yeah, and they need to, well, that's a big talking point, isn't it? They need one more side to potentially sort of even it up at 20th franchise. And then Norwood said, well, ready to go, here if you need.
Yep.
And they're still sort of scouting around. So watch this space,
Well,
but it's an exciting space.
It's a national competition, so
Spot on.
we need national teams.
We need a team from every point of Australia. I'll put it out there right now. The Darwin Dingoes, bang.
Good. I like it. Love
NT
it.
Thunder, who used to be in the Neefle. That's one that's been floated around.
Okay.
But also the NT Buffaloes. I'll take that as well.
Yep, sure. Can I stick with the AFL theme, please, for one moment? Social media sensation Scott O'Halloran, better known as Sassy Scott from TikTok. You're across his work, aren't you, mate?
Yes. He's outrageous.
Has opened up.
He's so angry at his brother.
He's opened up on the secret relationship he says he had with an AFL player. And while the relationship took place a long time ago, he said it lasted 3 to 4 weeks. This is what he had to say. Sassy Scott, go.
We couldn't even go out and get a latte together because of the sheer fear the both of us had of somebody pointing at the both of us saying, oh my God, are you guys gay? The toxicity and the homophobia is what ended our relationship. There is still no out AFL football player, past player or current player. I find it terrible that we're still in this same position that a player's too scared to come out and be who they truly are.
Seems an outrageous situation, doesn't it? Particularly with, for example, Isaac Humphries coming out.
Yeah.
And the reception he got.
Yes.
Which was extremely positive.
Yes. Also, Adelaide United had the first, soccer player to come out as well.
Josh Gavello.
Yes, which was amazing. He said, I said the relationship lasted weeks. It lasted years, 3 to 4 years, he said. And it was with a legend of the game, which made me go to you, ooh, who do you think that might be? Yeah. But anyway, who cares? I think we've all got to the point where no one cares anymore and everyone is all sort of keen and eager for the first AFL player to come out and say, I'm gay, and then we can all get on with it. And then hopefully all the other gay players can follow and we don't have to talk about this anymore because it is not a thing.
100%. So we do care in that space.
Yeah.
So someone can effectively trailblaze just like Humphries did, just like Cavallo did. And then we go, that's fantastic. Let's celebrate everything that comes with everything in this space and just accept, move on and celebrate.
This is the thing. If the AFL, as they say, is a microcosm of society, then a percentage of the players have to be gay. A percentage of the players have to suffer addiction. A percentage of the players have to go through all the ailments that the rest of the community goes through. So it is not a big deal. And I really cannot wait for that first brave player to come out and go, do you know what, screw this, I'm gay.
Spot on. 6:14, that's your post-snooze news. Coming up next, the 6:15 vending machine quiz. Jodes is going to drop the first question. Go off, Jodes.
Not all heroes wear capes, but they do wear Eagles jerseys. And you, my friend, after 9 years on the sidelines, after how many premierships with Centrals?
Got to play in 4.
4.
Was lucky, right place, right time.
Yeah, I reckon. Like, didn't you hit a purple patch? Weren't you fortunate enough to be thrown into an era where your team was so supreme that premierships were just a walk-up?
I often say that there was 1, maybe 2 spots up for grabs each and every year, and I was in that mix of blokes battling it out for the 1 or 2 spot. But let the other 19, 20, 21 blokes who are going to win the flag, let them do what they need to do, and I'll make up for it by celebrating really hard and being best on in celebrations.
Well, you were good for culture.
Real good.
And that's a very big part of being a part of a team, isn't it?
100%. Thank you very much, Jess.
Okay, so this is what's happened if you're not up to speed. The final score of the Division 6 match last week between the Elizabeth Eagles and the Fitzroy Football Club was 82-24, 516 to 0-0-0. It is the absolute stuff of nightmares for the Eagles. However,
it was the third quarter that did us.
The third quarter.
They ran away with it.
Excuse me, Fitzroy were up by 369 points.
Yeah, I know.
At three-quarter time.
I know. It was a big third quarter for the Lions.
Oh, my God. I feel sorry for a bloke called James Ellis who kicked 17 goals and wasn't even best on ground.
Don't feel sorry for James.
Okay.
He's still celebrating.
So, what we have decided, or I decided on your behalf, is that you're going to come out of retirement and play for the Elizabeth Eagles at their next home game. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Jodes. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm not sure that's my hamstrings. Oh, there they are again. I'm looking forward to this situation.
G'day, guys.
They're petrified.
You'll be okay.
My calves are looking forward to it as long as I don't put my socks over them.
Yeah.
But in terms of if they're going to hold up, they're not exactly excited
Those
either.
calves of yours, they are magnificent and they need to be free. They don't need to be within the confines of a football sock.
They're completely full of air, though.
Oh.
They're full of hot air.
So if someone takes a little pen to it, pop.
You can pop them instantly. So I'm going to play.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play Elizabeth Eagles v Central United at Argana Oval next Saturday. That's the 18th of May. Versus, it's the local derby too, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Central United, just down the road.
Oh, of course. So you're just sort of taking on your old side, really, in Central,
Yeah,
sort of.
pretty much. It's Central's territory.
Yeah.
The Greater Playford. A little bit later on, Jodes, we're going to speak to Tim, who is the footy ops boss from the Elizabeth Eagles, just to confirm a few things. And let's start revving this up. Let's get a crowd there.
I reckon.
Let's go off.
And I'm super
Let's get the supernovas there. Woo!
I'm super interested, by the way, to hear from Tim to see if he actually wants you to play, if he thinks you'll be an asset or a liability.
The footy ops boss is the final hurdle.
Yeah.
And see if he actually wants my services.
Okay.
I'll tell you a little bit later on as well, a conversation I had with John Platten. Yesterday, who is the greatest, obviously, not just probably footballer from South Australia, but easily the greatest Elizabeth Eagle of all time.
Yes.
Yes. So Platts is all on board too.
Is he?
He's going to help us out too.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I know I'm going to get injured in some sort of capacity, but all good.
Mate,
let's do it.
You're a machine. You'll be fun.
Let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, Battle of the Bangers.
Two musical warriors going head to head. We say this quite often. We like each other. We're friends. We get along really well. But there's 2 times a week where it just turns. And there is so much vitriol and hatred in our eyes for each other.
Yes, very one-sided, it must be said as well, particularly for songs,
and this
song,
is
song,
exactly,
song, but also
this
about
is
the
exactly why, because you get obnoxious and you get braggy.
Sounds like someone's losing.
Well, maybe, but the theme for this week is comebacks, and that is exactly what I plan to make.
Okay.
And it starts right now, this week. I plan to make a comeback in Battle of the Bangers.
Righto. You launch your song, please, and do it passionately, because what I would say is that previously sometimes you've let yourself down when you've launched your song.
Yep.
Particularly that one time when you didn't know which song you'd chosen.
That one time, I think there's
One time
more than
where you forgot the song that you'd chosen earlier. That was a tough sell that day.
Yeah, okay. When you think of comebacks, Andrew Hayes, and of course we're doing this because you're coming back from your football career to play with the Elizabeth Eagles.
Yes.
When you think of comebacks and musical artists, who do you think of?
Oh.
Think of a man who retired and came back.
Aussie?
Not once? No? Not twice? Oh, yeah, Aussie, yeah. Thought you meant Ozzy Osbourne then.
No, it's not Ozzy Osbourne.
Not once, not twice, but several times. John Farnham.
Okay, strong. That makes sense what you said to me before, that if you could win with Darryl Braithwaite Horses, you could win with this.
Correct.
Because it's a very iconic Aussie tune.
Now, the barometer for Battle of the Bangers is Abby in the newsroom. She has told me repeatedly over the last few weeks, stop choosing crap songs and I will vote for you.
Yeah.
Thoughts and emotions.
You've pulled at the heartstrings with this one.
Thank you.
I love this song.
Thank you.
Love this song.
Okay, do you know what
Oh, with the power to be powerful.
It's just, this should be our national anthem.
Totally.
It should be our
shouldn't it?
national anthem.
That's a very good point. It is a good song. But what about this, Abs? I know a newsreader, Abby, better than she knows herself.
Do you?
He does, actually.
I think she's going to like this one. Oh, what do you think, Abs?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me very much.
Might be the first week I vote against you, Hazel.
Oh.
With all 4 of your burner accounts?
Oh, nah. Well, they're not burner accounts. Like Tank and Tori, I told you, Tank and Tori, they vote. Mum and
Yeah.
Dad give them their phone and say, here you go, and they vote.
With their stubby little arms.
Yes, with their T-Rex hands.
They're your sausage dogs, mate. That's
Yeah.
not a legit account. But anyway, I'll take it. I'll take whatever
Right.
vote I can. What's the comeback theme?
Okay, Walk This Way, Aerosmith, and of course Run DMC. So by all reports, Aerosmith, mid-70s, were pretty much done. This was a song that basically brought back Aerosmith to life, thanks to the help of Run DMC. And because of this song, it launched them back into relevance, and they absolutely owned the 80s. It was one of the great comeback tunes, they're calling it.
Now the longer it plays, it's a good tune.
Stop it. Turn her mic off, thanks.
All right, John
2 votes
Farnham,
each.
you're the voice. versus Walk This Way, Run DMC and Aerosmith.
What a battle, hey?
What a battle. I mean, it's 10-4 at the minute.
Yeah. If you want to, a vote for me is a vote to keep Andrew's ego in check.
Get voting at Jody and Hayden.
Something's got a hold on me lately, though I don't know myself anymore.
Unfortunately for our Elizabeth Eagles, they've been flying way too low. That's been the issue the last in fact, the whole season, Jax.
The opposite to soaring is what the Eagles have been doing, but that's okay.
Round 1, 347-7. Round 2, 265-11. Round 3, 296-13. Then finally on the weekend, round 4 against Fitzroy, 516 to zip. Boys are turning it around though.
It's been a tough start to the season.
To say the least.
Remember though, the Crows were 1-4, weren't they, at one stage?
Yeah.
And they've
They were winless for first month almost.
turned around.
Yeah, they've completely turned around within a good
showdown.
month.
It's fine. They're only like one game out of the 8.
Yeah, 2.5. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we digress to the Crows. Let's get back to the Eagles, please. And we want to have a chat with the Elizabeth Eagles operations manager, and that is Tim Young. Good morning, Tim.
Yes, Tim.
Morning, guys. How are we?
We're really good, thanks. More importantly, how are you?
Oh, look, you said the Eagles aren't soaring. Off field, we're still soaring.
Yep.
We're doing some work behind the scenes and we're on the up.
Right, that's good news. Now, Tim, I mentioned during the week that I would be more than happy to offer up the services of 4-time premiership player for the Central Districts Football Club in the Sandford, Andrew Hayes. Would you be willing to accept the offer of his services, Tim?
Absolutely.
Yes. We're on, Tim. We're on. So that is a verbal contract. It is locked in.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure that you know this, Tim. I haven't played for 9 years. And I finished on a knee reconstruction. Which is
all good, mate. Our stretch is on standby.
Oh, that's
very good.
Hey, Tim, I know you've copped a couple of huge losses, but what is the vibe like around the club and amongst the boys? That's got to be tough to take 82 goals to zip.
Yeah, look, as I've said to various media outlets, we've never really focused on the scoreboard this year. We knew we'd be up against it, so our main aim was to keep these guys motivated by just encouraging them that they're the ones keeping the club alive. They're keeping the heartbeat ticking. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Tim, I just saw on your Facebook page as well, you got a new coach.
We do have a new appointment. You might even know him, Hazy.
Yeah.
Matty Swatala. So he's an ex-premiership captain of the Elizabeth Eagles and well-loved figure around the club, and we're absolutely stoked to have him on board.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And he'll be joined by Dave Rogers as well, who's also been a previous A-grade coach who's picked the club up from times like this before, so we're absolutely bursting out of our skin this morning.
There you go. I'll tell you what, though, Tim, I think it would go without saying that Matt is the brother, I think, of Adam Swatala. I got to play with Adam Swatala, whose nickname was Swooper. 200 games he played. He played 3 or 4 premierships. One of the smoothest movers that I've ever seen in my life. Surely we should give Adam a bit of a call, shouldn't we, Tim, and see if he can pull the boots on?
Surely we lock him in, don't we?
We'll just lock him in without even telling him.
So. Yeah, just lock him in.
Hey, Tim, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm just wondering where you see Andrew Hayes fitting into your lineup. He is traditionally a defender, but would you chuck him up forward?
No, straight in the guts. We're going to make
I've dreamed of playing in the midfield since I was a little boy. And the only time that I could get in the guts, Tim, playing at Centrals was when I was putting on a heavy tag. So this is a nice little refresher.
Well, you might be tagging 4 blokes on the weekend.
And Tim, I have to say, you do realise that he may struggle to bend down to the ground if you're wanting to be like a little in and under midfielder.
Exactly why we've got him in a tagging role.
Yeah, beautiful.
All right, well, it could be an asset or a liability. It could go either way at this point. But, Tim, thank you for making a pity selection in A. Hayes for the Elizabeth Eagles.
We're stoked to have him on board. Go the Doggies and go the Eagles.
Yes, what a beautiful combination. Hey, Tim, give us some details. So next weekend, 18th of May, it's against Central United. Can you give us some address details, some time? And also, is there a bit of a rivalry with Central United? It's almost like a little derby.
Oh, yeah, we'll call it a bit of a derby, why don't we? Even if it's just for this event. I've got some good mates over there as well, and, yeah, they're a struggling club as well, so we'll make sure we look after them on the day.
Beautiful.
Okay.
We'll beat them nicely.
Tim, we hope to get a... Sorry, go.
Sorry. Corner corner of Main North Road and Midway Road, Agana Park.
Yep, beautiful.
Let's get as many people down there as we can, eh?
18th of May and 2:15 kickoff, isn't it, yeah?
2:15 first bounce.
Okay, we love an underdog story, Tim, so let's get as many people down there as possible. Is there an entry fee?
No entry fee. Just come down, buy a Coke, buy a beer, and hang about and support the boys.
Do you know what? Buy a Coke, buy several beers.
Yep.
Do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Let's get a big crowd down there, Tim.
No beer for
let's
you
get around
before
it.
the game, thanks.
Hey, thanks, Tim. We're going to see you very, very soon.
Thanks, guys. Cheers for the
Thanks,
support to everyone
Jim.
out there.
Thank you.
Beautiful. All right.
Legend.
Let's build this up. 2:15 Saturday week. Let's go. Honesty, Joe.
Honesty and trust. And once those things are broken in a relationship, it is very, very difficult to come back from.
Right? 100%.
And so when
well
you
said.
when you start out a relationship, what's the most important thing that you need? Honesty and trust,
Honesty and
Andrew.
trust. Yes,
Right.
100%. That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Okay. So when you're on a dating app, perhaps, it's important to be very, very open and honest about who you are and what you're at. Abby from the newsroom.
Oh, hey, Abs. What are you doing here?
Yes. Just thought you'd swing by.
Okay, 3 things. Number 1, I told you this in confidence.
Yep.
Number 2, I'm not answering any questions without my lawyer present. Number 3, if you're listening and you're a lawyer, please call me and back me up.
Please slide into my DMs.
Okay, so you were bored, slipped onto Bumble, am I right?
Yeah, okay. So I was bored over the weekend. My whole family went to Melbourne and I had to stay back because I had an event on for work for my business. So cool, whatever. So I'm bored and I thought I'll jump on
What a
Bumble.
subtle flex there. I had to stay back because I'm so hardworking and I
be
had to work
quiet.
on the weekend.
So I was bored, and as you do as a 30-something-year-old, you know, you re-download the apps every 6 months or so. It's like opening the fridge. You think, oh, yeah, something's going to be in there, something's going to pop up, but nothing ever pops up, trust me.
So do you regularly delete these apps and then
Yeah, everyone does it.
You've got to reestablish yourself.
And the same
like a
people are
relaunch.
on there and you have the same conversations and you go, oh, this is useless. Anyway, so I am awkward, as we all know, and I find it really awkward to tell people what I do for a job, like this job. So I tell
because you're ashamed of it.
You embarrassed to work with
I'm
us?
not ashamed of it at all.
okay.
No, don't take words out of my mouth. I just struggle a little bit. I don't know what it is. I just find that people go weird and awkward and then they're like, oh, I'm listening to you. And you're just like, oh, can you just please not? So I tell people...
Jeez, this is a self-confidence issue now. You're very good at your job. So you should be happy that people listen to you.
So I tell people that I work in admin. But this time around, I've been caught out by 2 separate people.
Dude, you can't even admin your own life.
I know, but I'm good at everyone else's admin. I'm great at admin. Love paperwork, love it. Cannot look after myself, though.
Okay.
Anyway, so first one says, oh, shouldn't you be working? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, shouldn't you be working? I said, oh, I tell people I work in admin. And he was like, well, I'm literally listening to you right now. And then
Good morning, Abby Smith with you. And he's sitting there going, what? She told me she worked
And that's just like, how the hell did you know it was me?
And then the second one was like, oh, what do you do for work? I said, oh, I work in admin. And he just wrote, ha, ha, ha. And I went, why is that funny? He goes, because I literally listen to you every morning.
There it is.
So now I'm like, I think my dating app life is over because, And one of them was like, well, you're pretty well known. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm like not even on the list of celebrities, but I can't get away with the admin line anymore.
There you go. So there you go. You need a new pickup line. Joe's Mother's Day can be a little bit tricky. And when I say tricky, sometimes blokes just stuff things up. One, because we listen to our wives and our mothers or our partners when they say, oh, it's not a big deal, when it actually is a big deal. And we're just a little bit too relaxed in this situation.
Well, it's funny because you listen to them even though in your heart of hearts you know that they're just absolutely lying through their teeth. We desperately want to be made a fuss of on Mother's Day.
Oh, my gosh. So we're helping out the boys here, getting on the front foot, organised nice and early, not the day before, with some big Christmas hampers to show our mothers or our partners just how much we actually do very much appreciate it, because we're not good with words.
No.
Let's go to Blake for you. Good morning to you, Shannon.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Shannon. Okay, talk us through your partner and how much she means to you.
Yeah, so it's my wife. We have 2 young girls, aged 4 and 6, and they are an absolute handful at the moment. We both work full-time. She works full-time hours as well, and honestly, without her, I would have absolutely zero hope of doing it by myself.
So,
it's just amazing.
4 and 6-year-old girls sassy?
That's an understatement. It really is. We thought when we had one, it was interesting, but now two, they can be the best of friends, but they can also be absolute enemies.
Oh, it's the fighting, isn't it? It's the fighting that gets you, Shannon.
It is. It's wonderful. But I wouldn't change it for the world, of course.
Oh, spot on. Big personalities. It's just so much fun. Hey, Shannon, you mentioned before, I think the same thing. Sometimes I sit there and be like, if my wife wasn't there to basically carry us, what the hell would I be doing? Do you get those feelings?
Oh, every day, mate, every day. Even when she just goes out for the night or whatever, I can sit there and think to myself, what am I doing?
Hey, when did I agree to babysit my own children?
Absolutely.
Well, Shannon, congratulations. You've won the ultimate Mother's Day hamper. This thing is amazing. It's packed full of flowers, a massage and movie tickets for her as well. So be there for Mum this Mother's Day with Interflora flowers and gifts online delivered same day, anywhere around Australia. You don't have to worry about that, Shannon, because you've won the hamper.
You're a good husband.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Now I don't have to get her No, I've already...
Well done, mate. Thank you for registering.
No worries.
There we go. It's as easy as that. So register via Nova Player. Not just your details, but also why it's your partner, your mum, anyone, the significant mother in your life, and why they're so incredibly special. Because, boys, we need to be better at this, not just communicating, but getting on the front foot and being organised for what is a very, very important day.